Well, just like when he was contemplating putting him up, like Jed came to me with a bunch of information about Kiefer. I don't know if he was doing it to see if I would push Kiefer to him so that he could throw it on me, or if any of it was true.
What do you come with?
Just like during like the Vic vote, Kiefer was pushing hard for me to go, that he wanted to keep Vic, and that Kiefer has been like purposely playing me this entire time for like your alliance, which I'm like, what you're saying makes sense.
I wouldn't say like, so in that situation, when everybody was like, when the Vic vote was being discussed, Kiefer was more so, he wasn't saying you should go. He's like, I could see benefits to either.
Right.
Because Vic is a bigger target.
Yeah.
In that, if Vic stayed, I'd probably want, it would take heat off him.
Yeah. At one, Jed just made it sound like Keith was like really pushing for me to go.
No.
Yeah.
It was just more so he was saying like, I think Tera staying is better for everybody.
Yeah.
But for him individually at that time,
yes,
had Vic stayed, he figured she would be somebody else that people want out before him, which makes sense at that time.
Yeah, well, and Jed and Beth were pitching me like a different thing, because I think they wanted that in the event, that if I did win HOH, I wouldn't come for them, I would come for you and for Kiefer, because it was also said that you really wanted Vic to stay, that you struggled emotionally with it. Vic was better for your game. And I think they do things to manipulate people to get the heat off of them in the crazy event that I won.
It's true. And here's the thing, like, I know, like, even, like, I've been talking to Brayden about certain situations that happened in the past, that, like, there's times where we could have been a part of getting each other out.
Oh, yeah.
If roles were changed.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reality is, I can't hold a lot of things against people.
No.
The decisions they would have made at that time.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when Brayden was working with Austin, he probably would have put me out if he had the chance.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Because of his relationship with Austin. And I'm like, how could I be mad about that now?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's why, like, you can't take, like, too much moving forward. You have to play a fluid game.
And that's the thing. I'm not playing a game where it's like, oh, revenge.
Yeah.
I'm playing a game where it's like, I just have to be realistic.
Yeah. Well, I knew that when they were, like, pitching that. I'm like, so you're either doing this in case I win an HOH, so I turned on Kiefer. Not that I was, like, I always knew Kiefer was tighter with you guys, right? Like, the stuff they were telling me, I'm like, well, I'm not really surprised. Those conversations probably happened. But I think it was in the event if I crazily won HOH, so I wouldn't look at them.
Yeah, that's what it was.
100%. And then also, if they wanted to, like Jed go back to Kiefer and be like, oh, it was actually Tera who pitched me to you. Do you know what I mean?
They were just trying to, this is so Beth-like, to try to save face with everybody.
Always.
And act like they weren't involved. The reality is that you guys put Kiefer on the block and made it seem like initially you guys were telling Kiefer you guys are going to the end together, and then you put him on the block, and then make him think he's going home.
Yeah.
And then feel bad about it, change your mind.
Yeah.
And try to act like it was never the plan.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding?
Crazy.
Because when they came to me and said, yo, I was thinking about putting up Kiefer, I'm like, when? Now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, well, he could probably win the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, if the vote was today, yeah, probably.
Yep.
But like,
there's still like weeks left.
you know what I mean?
There's still lots of
like,
comps.
Yeah, I was like,
He has the best resume right now. Doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way.
that's what I said. And I'm like, to me, as a voter, yeah, looking at the whole game, I get it. But what happens in the clutch at the end?
Yeah.
Because the second half of the game, to be real, is way harder than the first part.
Yeah. And even like me really wanting Jed out, it's not necessarily some big personal vendetta from like day 2. It's just because I know it's going to be really hard to take out. It's the only reason why I was ever like gunning for him. And why I was like pissed in that comp, because I'm like, guys, you have to see. He flips a switch when he goes in.
He's the most well-rounded person in here.
And it's crazy how fast he does everything. Like the ball thing, I couldn't get over how quickly his filled and mine, I was like, how many trips did you make? How many trips did you make?
He's one of those people that does something and they're good at it immediately.
Yes. Doesn't matter what it is.
He's one of those
the crossword sketched me out big time. When I saw him do that crossword, I was like, you've got to be shitting me. I'm like, oh, so he's fast and he's real smart. He's fast and he's real smart.
There was going to be a weakness that we had to expose, and we exposed it.
Yeah, it's the only way to get him out.
But that's the game.
Through the trapdoor. From the trapdoor team. Trapdoor TNT. Especially because we were the ones that had to. We were the ones that had to convince him to use it. It was Keith's idea. But me and you had to sell it.
Idea is nothing without execution.
No. And Braden had to stay calm AF.
When I saw you executing, I was like, whoa.
I didn't think I'd be able to.
Who is this?
It took me 3 combos with him. I had to have 3 different combos with him.
Who is this? And then, like, I couldn't be too pushy either.
Oh, no. The first one, he shot it down immediately. I
had to be like, do you trust her?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. We both can end up over there. And then I'm like, but 2 of us will end up back there anyways.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's what, Jed. Do it. Take the risk. You don't deserve to go. If it doesn't work, go up.
Yes. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Worked. It really takes a village to get out Jed. And then from then, it's just game on.
I agree.
Whatever people think moves are best for.
I agree.
Good times in the BB King.
Right?
And I love that you got the skip. Are you going to get the barbecue place?
No, you have to get... No, I'm not getting that.
Okay.